Let's give it up. Here. Let's get up. This is Wacky Wednesdays here at LA School of Comedy, located at 10835 Santa Monica Boulevard. My name is Billy Ramirez, bringing you the best open micers money can buy. Actually, we're not paying you, so that's all right. Sorry, I'm new at hosting. I'm a little nervous. I'm used to being tucked back here in a nook because I've been a drummer a lot longer than I've been a stand-up comedian, so I'm kind of used to being tucked away, behind 5 band members and like their amps and drums and cymbals and whatnot. It's very comforting. Like being up here is very, very strange. Like all this attention up on me. Like I feel like the rest of the band forgot to show up, and it's up to me just to entertain. Like I get so comfortable in my drum nook that I've read books between songs. It's great. Although sometimes it's gotten me in trouble because I've forgotten to start some songs every now and then. Like my buddy Sean, he's a guitarist, he's a singer, and he's like, "All right, ladies and gentlemen, this next song is called The Green Flash." All right. And then I'm just back to like, I'm sorry, Sean, my bad. I was just reading about a caterpillar that was hungry. Anyways, but nervous or not, one thing I won't forget to do is introduce this next comedian who's very, very popular, very famous, and a friend of ours here he also just returned from a championship kickboxing tournament in Thailand. So please give it up, ladies and gentlemen, for Lee Schwartz.
Come on, give it up, man!
Come on.
All right.
There we go.
Thank you. I was really all prepared for this set. I've been working on for a real while, and but I lost the feeling coming up. Well, I woke up this morning and my girlfriend was gone, and she'd left me pretty much, and she left a note I saw, and it said that when she returns, she said that she wanted my own laundry done. And I just couldn't fathom what, it hit me. I didn't see that coming. I don't even know where the laundry room is. And I'm still rattled a little bit from what happened. But, I'm going to try to pick up the pieces as best I can. Life goes on, life goes on. And I did try to go into the laundry room. She mentioned some other things to do, but I couldn't really remember them. But I did find that it said, like, I read it, it said, take the stuff that was washed and put it in the dryer. Now, I was a little, it was still running at the time, so I was counting down 10, and I was getting ready because this was a new experience that was a little bit unsettling. But it did say on the note, it said that when the stuff is done washing, you put it in the dryer. Okay, that's all she said. And she said you got to follow it to the letter. In general, she gets mad if I don't do it right. So, time came. I saw it stop. The washing machine stopped, and then I took it out, and then I put it in the dryer, and there lies there was already stuff in there that was dried already, so it was very unsettling. So I kind of said to myself, well, it's already dried, so more in the dryer would be fine to just turn it and keep drying it. That made sense to me. But she came back later and she said, that's not the thing to do. And then she said, that's it. You're never going to do the washing machine ever again. Don't even go near clothes, she said. Don't even wear clothes. Don't even think about clothes. You're not qualified. So, I'm just filled with feelings of inadequacy, really. And I got out of work today a little bit late. I'm in the parking garage, and time comes to validate my ticket. I'm about to go to the exit, and I'm about to put it in the slot. I got about 2 inches to go, really, and the parking attendant comes out. She intercepts it. I didn't even get to finish it, and I said, well, I almost had it done, and somehow she looked at me and she's like, there's one of maybe those guys who can't figure out how to put a slot, put a little ticket into a slot. And is this what she does all day? Just, see those who look like they have some problems putting, in the slot. So she did it for me, and then I felt pretty let down, pretty inadequate, and actually, but I was able to recover, and here I am again. Thank you all for listening. That didn't work.
Let's give it up again for Lee Schwartz. You know what? Hey, this is an open mic. This is just whatever. It's not about working or not. It's just about trying stuff. But speaking of not working well, oh man, I'm a little sore because we started late and I kind of ran to the stage, and I'm too old to be just running, just like willy-nilly like that. I'm 43 years old, and I like to call myself the middle-aged muchacho. And as a middle-aged man, I have to accept if things have changed. Like, for example, like I just mentioned that I kind of rushed up here and hurt myself. At 43 years old, I know for a fact that given the opportunity, I know that I would never, ever, ever try to outrun a fat cop. That's out of the question for sure. I didn't do it in my 20s and 30s, but the option was always there. If I saw a Paul Blart-esque police officer, I'm oh man, I'm gonna steal something or pee on something. I don't know. I never did, but I was something I might. I never did, but I might. I don't know. But now, ignoring the fact that they're also shooty and they have drones and tasers and all that, ignoring all that if you could, I still wouldn't try to outrun a fat cop, because I don't think a fat cop, or any cop for that matter, would give me 8 to 12 minutes to lightly jog in place to get my heart rate up so things don't end tragically. Because if I try to run from a cold dead start, for sure I'm blowing out an ACL, PCL, PCH, WNBA, what have you. I don't know, but that's just a matter of fact about getting old. But I hope you've got your laughing muscles all warmed up for this next comedian. Please give it up for Amon. Oh, I'm sorry, I screwed it up. Amon McGrail. Thank you. Sorry, screwed up.
The curse of having an uncommon name. Oh, but so you were talking about middle age, yeah. Well, I got you beat for the gray. Seniority, yeah. Okay, so let me tell you about what it's like in my age bracket, which I won't give away. But just say the gray does give a bit away. My sleep cycle is very different. I just noticed that as I'm lying there, I'm taking these new kinds of positions because the arthritis is setting in. Arthritis runs in the family. Seriously, all my father's side of the family gets it. It runs in the family that keeps us from running. I tell you that. And I got that strange kind of arthritis where I got to be careful when I'm going upstairs, running, and even getting out of a car and sleeping, because the stab, I call it the stab, comes into your knee, and what you got to do is you got to take these strange yoga positions And when you're sleeping, I find myself like this on the back. Not like this. This will come when I'm in the coffin. But like this. Or sometimes like this. Like the position of Oscar holding the sword. That's what he's doing in the Academy Awards. He's holding a sword. Bit of trivia there. But when I eat something that disagrees with me, I'm in the kind of the fetal position, but I'm writhing around. I'm calling it the dying insect position. And I'm wondering, am I having a heart attack? Am I going to be shitting blood? No. I'll just pass gas and I'll just be fine. Yeah, I'm here. I'm here performing. Not really much of a comedian. My life is a tragedy. You could say I'm a tragedian. I'm really into trivia, and I noticed this. I found out the very first movies were just these art house films shown in the art galleries of Paris of people going to work in the industrial mills. So, shoveling the coal or operating those big heavy machinery. And people would line up out the door to see these common workers. Oh, that's so artful. Oh, wow. And they're moving around so fast. Hey, turn up the speed on the camera. Nowadays, when people are at work online, they're usually just complaining about data entry and how their swivel chair just squeaks too much. Speaking of performances, did you know that AI is going to start directing projects, movies, TV shows? Wow, yeah, they're scary. They're scary about how independently they can think. What kind of decisions they can make. Even the AI are now demanding certain pay, and they refuse to work with Alec Baldwin. It's nuts. And us real flesh and blood performers are still on strike. That is, if they're union. I've heard that even adult film stars are picketing too. The executives will have none of it. They say about the porn industry, people should be obscene and not heard. No, seriously. What else is new? In my youth, I was a bicycle courier. That was pretty adventurous work. I'm from New England, so this time of year, it was biting cold. We'd get snow. We'd get a lot of rain. And someone actually contacted me because somehow it's on my resume from so many years ago that I was a bicycle courier. He's kind of a shady fellow. I thought he was CIA. You want to be a bicycle courier overseas? Why? I mean, there's a need for people who can ride bikes in rough terrain in the Ukraine. And I said, do I get bathroom breaks? If it is, what's the job? But without giving too much away, I did a lot of courier work in the laboratories near MIT with the dark windows. You can tell they do a lot of shady business there. And carrying not just some documents, discs, sometimes some fancy-looking vials with the kind of glowy stuff. Man, those coffee sweeteners are really getting more and more strange. Know what I mean? Anybody here own a Tesla Cybertrucks? Nobody? I don't know. I've never ridden in one, but I'm seeing more and more of them. But I just wanted to ask if it is true that you can actually program the Tesla's features so that you press one button and you activate the turn signal, honk the horn, and it makes a sound effect. I was wondering if that's true. I don't know. I think it might be. But I was thinking, wow, a gaudy, hideously overpriced, impractical, unreliable bauble of a vehicle that's just being marketed out as this greatest gimmick to children. Made me think about Disney World right off there. Anybody here like Disney? Yeah, I'm a Looney Tunes fan myself. Yeah.
Yeah, what's up, Doc?
I learned that Walt Disney didn't want to list his voice actors in the credits of the movies or the shorts because they said it took away from the mysticism, the mystery. Something about these characters were still supposed to stay magical. And so you can see how, if he were alive, he'd probably be in favor of AI because you don't want to give a human side to these characters. Now, in my earlier years, I used to do a lot of imitations. These days it's so hard. It's harder to do it. You know, the voice changes. You know, it's harder to get the voice up, you get the voice down, and it's harder and harder to find people you might know about who have enough character so that I can imitate them. You know, it's just not easy to doing imitations of people with no character, no personality. I'd love to make fun of Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, but they're just so bland. I mean, AI has more character than these guys, but they have more money. But people have said I look a bit like Keanu Reeves, so I shall do. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I shall give my best imitation of Mr. Reeves. I'm sorry, I don't have my three-piece suit or my Neo jacket.
All right, next person who asks me to say, all right, I do my own stunts. If I die, they'll bury you.
And I think that's my time's up. Was that it?
That was your 2 minutes.
Oh, that was my 2 minutes. That was on my 2 minutes. Minute and a half. Oh, that gets me thinking. I was scrolling through my phone. I take notes on the phone and all that, and it just gets me thinking about the days before internet porn. And the frustrations of having to go through your brother's old Playboys and the uneven pages. I don't know if you might remember that. It's like you can't go like through a book. I think they were really trying to spite you. You just got to go, and then the pages would be stuck to your thumbs, and then you get to the article on how to hook up a new stereo. No. Oh, sports, come on. And it wasn't until you got to the very end and you saw the Marlboro ad that the pages had been torn out. The frustration. And then you got to get out of here before your brothers get home. But that's it for me. I thank you. Eamon McGrail.
Once again, Eamon McGrail. I'm Latino. I'm sorry. It's like, when white people order, chicken quesadilla. Yeah. There you go. It's that effect. Whatever. But like I said, I'm in middle age. I'm getting old. In my advancing age, I'm starting to get cranky. Like I hate the term. I took the liberty. Does anyone ever use that phrase on you? Like I took the liberty of. It's always because if it feels grandiose and it's always follows something stupid. Like you expect it like I took the liberty of. Offering universal health care to the nation. But no, it's always like, I took the liberty of ordering cheesy poppers for the table. They're spicy, try them, or it's something like, or maybe it's something like, I took the liberty of tipping the valet for you. And then I'm like, well, why do you have to say it like that? I was going to get around to it, but like, all right, I'm going to find it might just be more of a personal thing, but whatever, that I have to work out. But in any case, please allow me to take the liberty to introduce your next comedian, hilarious Yelena Kovaleva.
Hi guys, happy to be here. So yes, my name is Yelena. I'm Russian. Silence. 1 applause, 2, 3. Oh my God, thank you so much. What about you? Are you scared?
No, I just thought it was supposed to be a joke.
Please don't be scared. I'm half Ukrainian. I was just confused. I invaded myself. And I'm not from Russia and not from Ukraine. Guys, I'm from Kazakhstan, the land of Borat.
Oh, yeah. Borat!
Yes. Thank you. I think Borat is very sexy and handsome. That's the type of man I like. You know, even me being from Kazakhstan, people still ask me about current political situation. And I don't care about politics. You know what I care about? My mom. My mom arrived. She flew from Kazakhstan to Hollywood. Now, first I was excited. I thought she'd stay for a month. And then, for the first time in her life, she saw a palm tree and a handsome black guy. And she's like, wow. I'm like, Mom, stop it. Now she wants to stay for another 9 months. I'm like, what, 9 months? I can't invite a man to my house for 9 months? I'm like, thank you, Mom. I love you so much. But I solved the problem. I found a job for her, and I taught her how to use the LA Blue Bus. Now she's never home. Half of the day she's at work, and half of the day she's on the bus. But I really can't have her in the house because I work from home, and I work with men, and I work with video cameras. Guess what I do? I read your dirty mind. This is not what you think. This is not what you think. Men hired me to tell them what they do wrong. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
And I'm very good at it. I work in IT. I'll explain. When a developer builds the application, my job is to make sure that he builds it with quality, which is never happening because a developer usually a man, and I always tell a man what he does wrong, and I love it. I do the same when I'm in bed with a man. I just tell him, the combination is incorrect. Your code is wrong. But guys, I'm trying to find a solution, a problem why I'm single, and I found the answer. I've done regression therapy. Do you know regression?
Yes.
Well, thank you. But who doesn't know? Please Google it. In my past life, I stabbed 2 men, and I was a slave. So you want me to be happy in this life? The minute I smell the relationship, I'm running away from the relationship before I get tied up, okay? And this is, this shit to figure it out is so complicated. My life in Kazakhstan was much easier. Do you know how we date in Kazakhstan? When we go on a date, we ride horses. And then we sleep with each other. And then we eat horses. And then I came to America. Do you know why I came here? Because we were starving. We ran out of horses. But I got a visa, guys. They let me stay as long as I don't go to the racetrack. And I finally got an American boyfriend. I cooked for him. You know what I cooked? Not a horse. I cooked spaghetti with the horse balls. And then he disappeared. I guess my balls were too big. So guys, I'm single. Who wants to be my boyfriend? I'm such a good cook. Well, it doesn't count. You're doing your computer stuff. This is LA. Let me tell you the difference between Kazakhstani men and LA men. When Kazakhstani men want you, they stalk you. Then they kidnap you. And then you get married. LA men, they just stuck. They don't want to get married. And there is another difference between Kazakhstani men and LA men. Kazakhstani men, they hung like horse. We don't have condoms. In Kazakhstan, we use trash bags. And LA men, they're just average. Do you know why they're average? Because they're all vegans. Any vegan man in the house? Thank God. Every time I meet a vegan man, I want to feed this man. I'm like, hey, would you like a carrot and 2 nuts? Would you like some nuts? I don't understand vegan men. They eat sprouts, beans, grass. This is how animals eat in Kazakhstan, and then we eat animals. I feel like men are missing one step in their diet here. Anyway, let's talk about Hollywood, right? Enough about horses, about men, about balls. So one time I participated in a beauty competition. That was a crazy experience. Girls were gossiping about me that I slept with the judges. And this is ridiculous because this is Hollywood and nobody sleeps with anyone, right? Right, but I slept. You counting? With the superior court judge and the lower court judge and the judge from the tennis match. And all these judges are wrong people. So I'm from Kazakhstan. I'm confused. So the first place and the second place, they knew what they were doing. So next time I'll be more selective. Guys, thank you so much. Come back next time. I'll give you the whole list with whom I slept. Thank you. Thank you.
Once again, Yelena Kovaleva, please. And we're looking forward to that list. That'll be fun. Yeah. Everyone. Oh, you want to go? Oh, so I'm from the dark over there. Anyways, now. Is that what the point? No, all right. No, let's do it now. No, let's do it later. So you ruined the evening. This was so.
Fuck up the flow.
I know we had this rigidly timed and everything. Like the commercial, it's gonna ruin the commercial breaks, man. We had this ad for Hello Fresh. By the way, I don't understand those Hello Fresh like meal kits because you still have to do a whole lot of cooking. It only just brings. It only sends you the ingredients, but anyways. Not too long ago, actually, my brother and I, we were talking about, speaking of food, about the ice cream food poisoning incident from Grocery Outlet. I mean, this happened back in the 1900s, a long time ago. But so my family, we got sick off of Neapolitan ice cream from Grocery Outlet, like the big gallon jug, violently ill. And then when my dad and I finally felt well enough, we went back to the store to return the rest of the ice cream. And I don't remember the exchange between the manager and my dad, but I do remember the end where the manager holds out his hand, grabs the rest of the ice cream from my dad, and he goes, I'm going to send this back to the lab. And then, so this recent conversation with my brother reminded us that it's been about 35 years, and we haven't heard back from Grocery Outlet, the discount grocery store. And also, I'm pretty sure that Grocery Outlet, the discount store, doesn't have a goddamn lab. So, I don't know, like, just the store manager invented a lab just to save 49 cents of Neapolitan ice cream. But anyway, speaking of labs, oh, geez, I just ruined it. So he just went to go take a piss. So this is the wrong. I said I have a whole transition, and I'm going to keep going until he comes back.
Keep going.
Yeah, I had a whole transition planned out because I'm looking forward to Griff James, but I already have a different transition for you. Like the hosting is a whole different thing. You got to come up with like all these bunch of little mini sets, Like it's a whole different thing. But horses in Kazakhstan, huh? I don't have horse material. The only horse material I have is like whoever came up with the phrase, I'm so hungry I could eat a horse, just wanted to eat a horse, right? Because like cows were around too, right? And they're just as big. They just, have a cow or don't have a cow. I don't know. Is that you, Chris Wheeler? All right, perfect. So let's pretend I was still talking about grocery outlet and the lab and all that. Now, you know who's been busy in his comedy lab crafting some hilarious jokes. Please give it up for one of our favorites, Chris Wheeler. Let's talk it out. There we go. Okay, good.
Put together for Billy. How you guys doing? Let's make a bit of noise in here. Came all the way from Marina Del Rey. Did get stuck. Every time I've come here, there's been a stolen vehicle on the 405, so I was 6 minutes late. Do you guys want to hear some new stuff? Put your hands together if you don't know me. Okay, I'll do some mixture of stuff. I'm half English, half American. When I go out in public, I like to promote British culture. And people say, why? Because no one else is doing it, so I'm going to do it. We're known for three things. Horrible teeth, bad food, but we've got International Man of Mystery. Put it together with Austin Powers. Now we're going to do a British menu. Here's the regulations. If you like the food, you can applaud. If you don't like the food, you scream bloody awful. Let's get an attempt on your bloody awful. One bloody awful. Let's hear it.
Bloody awful!
That bloody awful was bloody awful. Let's try again.
Bloody awful!
That's really good, actually. The best bloody awful this week. Now, I'll tell you what I'm working on. I'm working on a couple of projects. So one of the projects is I'm going to do the menu in the Queen's voice. So bear with me, okay? I'm going to try the Queen's voice. People say, how did you bring the Queen onto your act? Well, I have a contact in Buckingham Palace. He's the head janitor. So we're going to bring the Queen. I'll make some noise for the Queen. I'm going to read some really delicious stuff that are nutritious from England, so please bear with me. I am the Queen of England. I'm not dead, I was merely resting. So we'll start with kidney pie, spam, and A1 sauce.
Bloody awful!
Oh, dear, oh dear. Roast beef with roasted potatoes and horseradish. We have a horseradish fan in the front row. Very nice. This one is not my favorite, but my husband, who passed away, loved it. Spotted dick on an apple pie covered in vanilla ice cream prepared by two gentlemen called Ben and Jerry's.
Bloody awful!
Banger and beans.
Yeah.
And I don't know how this one found its way to here, but it is here. Banger and take her to the International House of Pancakes. Put it together for the Queen. Boy, Jesus, we try so hard up here. I'm going to try some new material because I'm doing comedy like 4 or 5 times a week. I try to get some new things up. The news is my girlfriend's gone. Can I get a violin in the front row? Thanks for making my life more miserable. Appreciate that. She's gone. She left for Idaho to take care of her mother. Mother is apparently sick. The only problem is her sister called me this week to tell me the mother's been dead for 5 years and she's gone to Bangkok. And I said, well, I'm not banging. Who's the lucky guy? No, you idiot. Bangkok, Thailand. And I said to myself, well, even if she went to Bangkok, she can still Bangkok in Bangkok, right? So she's gone. I did get a nice text from her the other day. It's been about 3 months. The text wrote, our time together was fantastic. The sex was always tremendous because you had the right size batteries for my vibrator. That's the last I heard of her. But you move on, right? When these things happen, when these breakups happen, like as people, we need to kind of look in ourselves and say, what happened? Did we were the cause of the problem? Was it the shower curtain wasn't straight? Toilet seat wasn't up? Maybe I was watching the wrong kind of movies. We all have different... How many of you guys like... what kind of movies do you like? What do you like to watch? Anyone watch Breaking Bad? There's a bunch of stuff on The Sopranos. Who used to watch that show? Anyone watch The Sopranos? What a great show that was. If you haven't seen The Sopranos, go back and watch it. This is an amazing show. All the actors on both those shows are all good. There isn't one bad actor in any of those shows. So we go back and then maybe it's my televisual decisions that made her go. We are a culture. I'm going to do some new material. Is that okay? Can I get some support? I need more support than a training bra. I need a maternal bra tonight. Believe me. We're a culture of satisfaction, aren't we? And because I've never been, I went to Europe. I just come back from Europe. I was in Europe for 2 weeks in England and 2 weeks in Belgium. I did some comedy in Belgium. They're not really a satisfaction culture like we are. You go somewhere, you get a car wash, they send you a text a few minutes later. Are you satisfied with the wax? Are you satisfied with the car wash? Can you give us a scale of 1 to 10? You go to the dentist. The dentist does a cleaning job on my teeth. I get another text from them. Are you satisfied with your performance? Are you satisfied with the cleaning? Everywhere, including the doctor. The doctor sent me a note. After I went to the doctor last week, he said, are you satisfied with my performance? And I said, well, I prefer 3 fingers. You gave me 2. Come on. Can I get some support, please? All right, we'll do, I did take a DNA test. Anyone's taken a DNA test? No. She hasn't? I don't know if I recommend it, because you find out stuff probably you don't want to know about. But I found out I'm about 97% white, Caucasian, and that's kind of built up between American and English. I'm 2% Mexican, and I'm 1% French. So I'm going to try something new on stage tonight. I'm going to try and run my DNA test here. I'm going to try and be Chris Wheeler with all those languages. So we got the American, the English, the French, and we got the Mexican. Okay, you guys ready? Never done this before on stage. Super nervous. I took some antiperspirant before I came here. So we'll start with the French. Chris Wheeler, the French.
Hello, my name is Chris Wheeler. I am from Paris, France. Je parle français couramment. I coming from France to California. I love Madonna, but she is too old. I like Michael Jackson, but he is dead. And I like Big Mac and Coca-Cola.
English Chris Wheeler. Hello, my name's Chris Wheeler. You don't know me, but I'm from England. I hate this bloody place because I can get a bloody fish and chips. Put it together from my English. American.
This is Chris Wheeler. I'm a favorite burger guy. I like my burgers with extra cheese, my buns toasted, and I enjoy barbecue.
Mexican is a little bit more difficult. I had to work night and day on this. You probably see bags under my eyes because I was working on my Mexican. So my Mexican is this.
Por amor de Dios, soy mexicano. I am Mexican. I am from DFA. Soy del capital. I'm from the capital. I am Mexican. I enjoy hamburguesa con queso. I like hamburger with cheese.
That's my Mexican. Come on. Jesus Christ. That was my DNS. You guys like that? I'm trying so hard tonight. How many of you guys have been to the doctor recently?
I'm going to. Yeah.
You're going. What's the occasion, if I may ask? I don't want to get too personal. It's personal. I'll leave it alone. Sweep it out. We'll sweep it out. But I went to the doctor. It's a doctor in West LA. He said to me, Mr. Wheeler, we've looked at your blood. You're in tremendous shape. You go to the gym, you work out, and I'm going to give you probably 20 more years for people to hear your horrible comedy. But, well, they're going to laugh over here. I love it. As soon as I said horrible comedy, they loved it. So, but we're going to send you to radiologist, okay? We got to look inside your body. We got to make sure everything's okay. I'll send you tomorrow to West LA. You want to show up early. So I arrive early in the morning. They're expecting me. They say, Mr. Wheeler, welcome to the radiology center. Please go into the room and put on a gown. Please take off all your clothes. So I said, well, okay, but can I keep my underwear on? Nope. Everything off. I had to take off my pink G-string, which is my favorite one. And I was completely naked. I went into the device, and I waited for the doctor completely naked. The doctor shows up. I didn't know the guy. The guy just shows up. It's a real doctor, by the way. I'm not making this up. This is a true story, apart from the G-string. I'm in there. He comes up. He shows me his card. She'll enjoy this one. Shows me his card. The last name is Sukov. Sukov. Thank you, Sukov. I'm in there naked. My G-string is God knows where. I'm completely naked, and Sukov is leaning over me. Now, when Mr. and Mrs. Sukov had their baby Sukov after much sex, the baby Suckoff came out, the parents had to think about the first name. It was very important. We got to come up with a name, because if you go to primary, elementary, high school, college, and your name is Suckoff in America, you're probably going to be laughed at. So they thought about names. They thought about Billy Suckoff. Didn't work out. Chris Suckoff didn't work out. Aaron Enron Suckoff, that didn't work out. Elon Suckoff didn't work out. So after hours of deliberation, and the Americans like to deliberate around a kind of campfire with marshmallows, after much deliberation, they came up with the name Richard. Anyone know the nickname for Richard? Dick, that's correct. These guys fucked up this kid, but he became a great radiologist. I'm in there, and Dick Suckoff is taking care of me. There's something wrong with that picture. My name is Chris Wheeler. You can find me on Instagram, Chris Wheeler Voice. It's a pleasure being here tonight at the school. Put it together for Billy, your host with the most. And now I'm going to retire.
Thank you, Chris. Yeah. By the way, did you did you find the G string again?
Not yet.
No. Oh, okay.
We've got Scotland Yard on.
All right, nice, cool. I did a 23andMe not recently, but a while ago. I was trying to figure out the mystery of me, because my name is Billy Ramirez, and I'm Latino, but I'm over 6 feet tall and like, light skin, and like I have cousins that are like 3 feet tall and purple. So I was like, there's got to be a Viking. I don't know what the deal is. Like, why? No, they're just Mexican and Spanish. Like, just a Mexican Spanish guy with wet earwax, which is another thing. That's the one thing I learned about from 23andMe is that I have wet earwax. So, anyways, but yeah. Anyways, what else did I have planned for this little mini set? Because it's you, Aaron. By the way, you're next. Okay. I lost it. Never mind. So. Yeah, I forgot what the transition was. So it was going to be, let's make it earwax. I don't know anything about your earwax, but I know, hopefully you won't tell us anything about that, but hopefully I know you will. You're going to tell us about all the fun things that you have planned this Sunday night, right?
Yeah.
So coming to the stage is our producer, holding it down on the ones and twos, and he's going to tell us about some fun activities we got planned this weekend. So everyone, please give it up for Aaron McIntyre.
Woo! Yeah. Thank you. Early. This is my time.
Hey, everybody. Yeah. It's good to see you.
You were talking about who was talking about the Teslas? Who brought up so you were talking about the Teslas? They're becoming the new BMW drivers, those fuckers, Anybody here have a BMW? Yeah, you have a BMW. Is it a new one? Yeah. You people...
24.
Huh?
24.
Oh,
that's new.
Yeah. That's not brand new. It's a 24. So sorry, I have a 24 BMW instead of the 25 that is just coming out for Christmas. I'll buy you one for Christmas. Although I gotta say, man, you BMW drivers, I don't know what's up with you, man. It's like they're not bad drivers in terms of like they're running into shit and, they're not children. But they don't follow the rules. They don't. As a matter of fact, the BMW factory, they are no longer putting blinkers in BMWs because the fuckers don't use them. They just sit there. So anyway, you were talking about that. What was that? Oh, trigger warning. Okay, trigger warning. Trigger warning, everybody, because it's going to get real dark here. Real dark. And you're really triggering me right now, just being you, I have to say. Triggering me in a good way, though, Griff. It's a very nice way, I got to say. We were talking about porn earlier. Yes, I have read porn. Only the articles. I don't look at the pictures. Of course, that's not true. I look at the pictures all the time. But, the thing is that I was very, very young, when I first saw porn. And it was pretty prevalent. It was just kind of everywhere. And the thing is a little confusing. I grew up a very confused person by the time I became an adult, because when I was looking at porn, everybody had the bush, you know. Everybody, all the women had. There was not one person was ever shaved, and I was bald down there. And then when I grew up, now I got the hair and they're bald, and so it's just it's a lot to wrap your brain around. You know what I say? You know what I'm saying? I am glad that we have Billy here, because I don't feel very comfortable when there's no people of color, because I feel like white people always judge me, you know, just constantly being judged, and I would rather be convicted. I think that's just a much better way to go, just to be convicted, get it out of the way, don't worry about a thing. You know, you don't have to walk around wondering what's going to happen next. I'd like to take this moment to sing a little song for you that I wrote. I don't know if you know. Billy was talking about the 1900s. I was born almost in the mid 1900s. Yeah. So you may have. How many people know who Loretta Lynn is? Yeah, there we go. Thank God, somebody knows who she is. So she was a country and western singer. She did and then there was a movie that was made about her, because she came from Willow's Holler. Willow's Holler came out of Willow's Holler, little place in Kentucky, or one of those redneck places that voted for Trump. And they made a movie called Coal Miner's Daughter, because she was a coal miner's daughter. So I wrote a song from a new movie that I'm going to be making about her called Cold Mindless Daughter. And I hope you like it. I'm just going to sing it a cappella. I usually have my guitar, but I forgot tonight, so I'm going to sing it for you. This is my impression of Loretta Lynn, by the way. We were talking about impressions before. I just wanna be barefoot and pregnant. I just wanna be a real neat mommy. I just wanna be barefoot and pregnant. I just wanna he so I can be a we. You get it? Yeah. Be a he. Thank you. I only sang so that you would clap, you know. Oh God, that reminded me of something else that I can't remember now. You know, a lot of times people talking about, you know, serial killers. Every single time there's a serial killer that's found, people go, I never would have known he was just so quiet. It's like, no shit, he was quiet. It's the quiet ones you got to watch out for, right? Because, you know, I mean, you start talking a little bit too much, and some night, you know, you might let it slip that you got somebody's head in your refrigerator, you know? Never know. Oh, God, that's in the crease. I can't read it. Oh, and it's probably like... I will say that I did 23andMe as well, and I found out I have something. It was a shock, but I got over it because, you know, what I found out is that I have a 43-year-old daughter. I just found out 4 years ago. yeah, 43 years old. Yeah. Guess how I found out? My 26-year-old daughter called me up and said, is it possible that I have a sister? And I said, yeah, it's possible. She told me her last name, and I was like, yeah, you have a sister. So yes, I have a newly born daughter. She's 4 years old to me, but she's 43 to everybody else. Oh, what is this? Park of Sense of Swines. Oh, no, that's Dark Sense of Humor. Can sometimes have a very dark sense of humor. It's not very dark tonight, but, you know, little fluffy puppies burning in hell. I think that's a pretty good premise for a joke. My whole life I have been a big pussy. I'm a very big pussy. I don't like to get any fighters. Are you any of you guys? Are you a fighter? Have you ever been in a fight?
I have been, but I'm not.
You have been in a fight? Mm-hmm. You have been.
Yeah.
Everybody else in a fight? Fight? No? Good for you, Griff. Yeah. Good for you. Okay. I don't understand that. I have never been in any situation where somebody has pissed me off so much that I would want to hurt my hand. I would never want, I just cannot stand pain. Now, death, I'm not afraid of. I am definitely not afraid of pain. I mean, if I was on an airplane and it was going down, I'd be in the aisles going, woo! Because it'd be my last ride. You know what I'm saying? Be my last ride. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about God. About God. I was thinking about God. How they wrote, there was Matthew and Luke and Peter and Paul and Mary and John and Ringo. They were all in there, and they wrote about spilling your seed. It's like they're talking about spilling your seed. They're saying don't fucking masturbate, and yet all of the right to lifers are saying also don't screw anybody unless you want to have a baby, which to me is insane because men will explode. Am I right? We would explode if we did not have some sort of release. It's a biological thing, by God. You're not going to tell anybody to stop breathing just because there's germs in the air. That's ridiculous. All of these crazy people talking about this. And the other thing is when they say you can't go to heaven unless you've accepted Jesus into your life. And the thing I can't understand is that if you're in the Amazon jungle and you live in a fucking tree and you've never ever heard the word of Jesus, but you're a good person, you do good to people, does that mean you go to hell? I'm asking. Any Christians in the audience? Nobody wants to admit to it. What was I going to say next? Oh, yeah, memory. I have a really bad memory. So I'll stop there because I've only got a few minutes. I do want to talk about, I'm going to be having an acting workshop here. I've been teaching up in the Bay Area for about 35 years. I've moved down here. And so Sunday at 4:30, if you're between the ages of 10 and 17, I'll give a two-hour workshop at 4:30, and then at 7 p.m. I'm going to give a 3-hour workshop for adults. So if anybody out there is interested, right down here at 10835 Santa Monica Boulevard in lovely Los Angeles, California. And I think that's my time, ain't it, Billy? Yeah? All right. Let's bring up that wonderful Billy Ramirez. Woo!
Did you hear about that murder, the CEO murder this morning? Yeah, wow. People are getting murdery. It's kind of interesting timing because just the other day I thought about murdering my upstairs neighbor. I didn't start planning it or anything, but and normally he's fine, but I don't know if he got into like furniture rearranging or like trying to test how bouncy his potatoes are. I don't know what was going on, but it was a lot. So I got on my couch and I pounded on the ceiling a little bit, and then he returned fire by stomping. Like, wait, like, you're making noise, I complain, and then you make more noise. Like, who is the jerk in this scenario? So I thought of murdering him. But like, has anyone, show of hands, has anyone here committed murder? Anyone? Does anyone not want to admit to committing murder? But has anyone thought of murdering? Like, it's hard. Like, it's not so much doing the murder, it's also getting away with murder. And like, I'm not OJ, a cop, or the lead singer from Motley Crue, which is a deep cut from some of you. So anyways, so I thought, like, and he's on the second floor. Like, first of all, I have to do the deed, then have to move the body, and then hide the body. I don't know. Like, maybe I could long play him and like befriend him, and then we get into the casino business. We have a falling out, and I murder him in the desert. Like, all right, I just watched Casino recently, but I don't know. Like, the point is, like, it's kind of sobering thought finding out that like the reason I haven't murdered is not because of a moral code or just a higher power. It's just a matter of logistics, really. As soon as I figure it out, neighbor, you are getting so murdered. But speaking of murderers, I don't know if this next comedian has murdered anyone, but he sure murders the comedy stage. So please give it up for one of my favorites, Griff James.
Thank you. Thank you all. Just stopped.
Reach the stage.
I know. It's okay. It was the murdery intro. It was nice, but... Alright, y'all. How we doing? Great. I'm great. I'm mostly men in here. I'm a man, but I don't relate to a lot of the male stuff, like the really hyper masculine stuff that goes on. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but I was at a restaurant, and I've seen this at a few restaurants, but I go into the men's bathroom, and there's naked photos of women everywhere. Have you guys seen this before at a restaurant?
Oh, tell me where.
Tell me where.
No, I'm going right now.
Well, I don't know. I guess so. There it proves my point. I guess some people like it, but for me it was just weird. It was like, yeah, let me look at some ass while I pee. A little ass while I pee. Go back to the table, turned on. I was like, peed, I pooed, I came. Let's have some mac and cheese now, baby. It's like, it was weird. It's awkward. I was at a urinal. There's like 2 urinals, and it's me next to this guy, and we both have a woman over the urinal. And I'm kind of toxic. I caught him staring at my woman. I was like, hey, eyes on your own girl, all right? He was like, eyes off my penis. I was like, I'm just comparing ours. Just... See, you're from Kazakhstan. Me too. I have a big dick. Okay. That was my first joke. That was okay. What's next? I got a baby cousin. I've been babysitting him. And he's not like a complete baby. He's like 4, I think. He can talk, but you can't really level with him as a man. He's like that age. Like he knows words, but he doesn't use them right. Like I asked him, "Do you like zebras?" And he went, "No, thank you." And I'm like, "I'm not giving you a zebra." Like, what the fuck, fucking idiot. Wouldn't be here if I had zebra money. But yeah, I was babysitting him, and it was cool. I took him to the park, and it was funny because it was like the middle of the day. My aunt paid me like $100 to watch it, and when she offered it to me, I was kind of offended because I was like, "This is my family, you don't have to give me $100. Like, I'm gonna need $150 at least." And I'm down at the park, and it's like all the Latina nannies are there, and they're all like friends, and they're the only adults, so I kind of went over to try to hang out with them, and they all ignored me. And I felt bad. I was just in the corner of the park, and they're all looking at me like they're stealing the jobs. Okay. And there's a lot of homeless people at the park, There's a lot of homeless people around. And I don't know if you guys know this, but it's actually, it's rude to call homeless people homeless now. You say unhoused. That's the PC term. Have you heard that? Yeah. You say unhoused? I honestly think that's a meaner term than homeless. Unhoused, house, that's a lot of pressure to put on these homeless people. House? I'm unhoused. I rent in a building, I do this, I'm probably going to be unhoused my whole life, So these hobos are like, damn, I got to go from the park to a house? This is impossible. I'm going to need more fentanyl. I shouldn't. I think the term should be unapartmented. Because that's aspirational. It's like, okay, get a couple roommates, get apartmented, and then I can get housed, and we'll... Okay. Aaron was talking about being tough. I'm not very tough myself. I got a girlfriend, and she's always launching these weird negative hypotheticals on me. My girlfriend's Russian, actually. So, yeah. I love it. It's great. Go Russia. Let's win this thing, right? We're so close. Let's finish it. Because her family's got a lake house in Russia, and I haven't been allowed to go. So I'm like, let's wrap this up. Let's capture Zelensky so I can have a good summer. Because I don't actually care either way. But yeah, she's Russian, and she's always launching these weird negative hypotheticals on me that are kind of scary. And it's not just it's like a girlfriend thing. Like, I was at her apartment. I'm in my jammy pants just to paint the picture. And she's like, babe, if a bunch of men broke in here and beat me up in front of you and while they held you down, what would you do? I was like, gee, you know what? Never thought of that before. I don't know. Cry, I guess. Go back to karate because my orange belt wasn't enough. I don't know. I don't have these. And I cleaned that up. That's a true story, but I cleaned up what she said. She didn't say a bunch of men beat her up. She said the R word. Yeah. That's like she's with the kind of guy, I'm not even comfortable saying that word. I say the R word. If your boyfriend says the R word, he's not going to be able to protect you from an R word, you know? The guys break in, I'm going to be like, hold on, are you fellas here to R word my girlfriend? Don't. Okay. I like to think I'm tough, though. I don't know if you guys do this, but I always text my girlfriend the phrase, hey, text me when you get home safe. Have you done that? Text me when you get home safe. I feel cool when I say that. It's like, text me when you get home safe, because if I don't get a text, I'm going Liam Neeson. I'm going to find you, I'm going to kill you, or not you, but the person that took you. It's not a perfect analogy, but someone's getting killed, and you're getting saved. But in reality, if I don't get a text, she's just gone. She's just gone forever. Text me when you get home safe. So if I don't get a text, I can start healing. I can go back to therapy. I can get a new girlfriend when I'm ready. Yeah. Speaking of the R word, I'm Gen Z, and a lot of my peers, they vape. Do we have any vapors in here tonight? Vape, yeah. But I got this friend, he's trying to quit vaping, and to help him quit, I've started referring to him as a vapist. Just like turn him off. I'm like, yeah, I was out in public, I was in a conversation circle with other young people. I'm like, yeah, Joey's he's a serial vapist, actually. He always says he's going to stop, and then he gets a few drinks in him, and, you know, the vapist comes out. Ist is a bad suffix. If something ends in ist, it's got a weird vibe. Ist and file. You know what I'm saying? Ist and file. Like, I was a film major in college, and it's working out beautifully. And I had this professor, and every time we walked in, he'd be like, good morning, cinephiles. And I didn't know what that meant at the time, so I got defensive. I was like, hold on, no, you're the cinephile. You're into student films, creep. Cinephile. I just don't like that. Anything that ends with file. Like, you know what people that love France are called? Exactly. That's creepy. You're going to smell bad. You're going to be rude. And then this? Fuck France. Fuck 1% of you. Fuck France. I lived there for 3 months, and I was so lonely because Paris. Your hoodie. Yeah, it's nice architecturally, but the people are kind of whack, but it's okay. But yeah, man, ist. Like, I even feel bad. You know the term pianist? Look, everyone's giggling already. I feel so bad. It's like some people, they train to be good at the piano their whole life. All that hours getting yelled at by your Asian mom. And then you get to the point where every time you say what you are, people just giggle in your face. Just a pianist. Yeah. I'm working on a character. It's a guy who like doesn't know what pianist means, and he meets a woman who's a world-class pianist at a party. Hold on, you can do what with the pianist? Oh, hold on. Wait, what do you do to like? What makes it world-class? What you do with the pianist? Like, do you do something with the balls or like? Nah, my wife's at home with the baby, so like, what's going on? You want to like do something with it, like? If you want to practice on a pianist, I mean, shit, I got one. I'm gonna do this for 40 minutes. Yo, so hey, keep your voice down. She's going to get the host of the party. Hey. I'm losing it. All right.
You got it, man.
I just wanted to do that for a long time, but I'm out of time, so it's okay. I should have started with that so I could have done 8 minutes of a Southern guy sexually harassing a piano player. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Billy, welcome back to the stage. Let's give it up again for Griff James. So that was it for Wacky Wednesday. Our next show is going to be Freaky Friday, same time, 7 p.m. here at LA School of Comedy at 10835 Santa Monica Boulevard, where we believe that if someone has told you that you're funny, you probably are. So write it down and take it from the page to the stage and get up here and tell your jokes. So I've been Billy Ramirez for Wacky Wednesday, LA School of Comedy, all the hilarious comedians that showed up. And everyone watching, thanks for watching, and see you Friday. Damn, this is kind of fucking exhausting. Jesus Christ. Like, oh, well, it's fine. It's fine. It's an open mic.